Wednesday Night Live. Today is our April Fool's Day edition of our Wednesday Night Live. So, I'm sure that many of you guys have been at home. I'm sure that you've been playing lots of pranks on your siblings and on your parents. So today, I have a very special guest with us. Introducing my mom. Wow! Hi! Okay, so we are going to play a game together, and I'm going to explain everything that you have to do, and you just go along with it. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so I have a box. And today, I have a blindfold. I'm going to put this on you, but not quite yet.
Okay.
And I have several objects that I'm going to bring in.
Okay.
And I'm going to put them in the box. And you have to guess what they are without looking. You can only feel them.
Okay.
So you're going to reach in from either side and touch and see what it is.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
And just to warn you.
I'll need to take off my glasses.
Oh yeah, maybe you should.
Okay.
Just to warn you.
Yes. What?
There may or may not be live objects.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to bring out the first object.
Okay.
And then once the object is out, then I'll take off your blindfold.
Oh, okay.
Gross. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, what?
Gross. Okay, go ahead. This is so gross.
Okay, do you want me to guess what it is?
Yeah, go ahead, guess. What do you
Okay.
think?
Blueberries that have been heated up in the microwave.
Oh,
was it really?
She's good. Okay, you can open your eyes. You're good.
Oh man, was it?
Yep, you're
Okay.
right. Okay,
Yeah,
so now I
I'm
have a rag for you. You can open your eyes.
Okay. Okay.
Wipe off your hands. All right, well that was an easy one.
I can't believe I guessed it.
We're just getting started. Here's
Okay.
some Germ-X for you.
Thank you.
Gotta keep your hands sanitized. She's getting confident, but we're just getting started, so we'll see. That was just a warm-up. All right. For it.
Go for it.
Oh,
yeah. What? Want to pull off or what?
go for it. Oh yeah, you can take your blindfold off. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So gross, I can't believe you're touching that.
I'm trying to guess what it is. Okay, say it first. Jam. Strawberry jam.
She's so brave. I can't believe she's touching that. I know she. Okay, you have 10 seconds.
I have 10 seconds. Okay.
It's so gross.
Let's see.
I can't believe you're touching all that. That's so gross.
Is it really? Okay, it is. Okay.
Take a
I'm gonna
guess.
guess pudding with chunks of like peaches in it or something.
Oh,
Peaches
that's
and
disgusting.
vegetables and
Okay, no.
broccoli.
You're wrong.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Okay, you can open your eyes.
Should I look at my hands?
You can look at it. You can go wrong.
Yogurt.
No. It's spinach dip.
Oh, now my hands smell like garlic.
All right, this one's super easy. Go ahead, you can go for it.
Okay. Okay, this is a plastic. Let me see if it has 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a plastic spider because it has 3 body parts and 8
You guessed
legs.
it. You guessed
An
it.
arachnid. I did?
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, and it's a black widow.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
What?
It just moved. Oh my.
What?
Oh.
Ah! Oh man, this is the pig. This is the pig that was a part of our stuffed animals.
She knows.
Let me see. Does it have? No, wait. Is it the pig?
Yep,
Yeah,
you guessed
it's the
it.
pig.
She's good. She's super good.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
I don't know how you guessed that, but
Well,
there it is. That's our little stuffed pig, you know. I should have bought a new one. Okay. By the way, if you get this last one right, I will clean the whole house for you.
really? Okay.
This last one is the hardest one.
My mind is empty.
She's never gonna get this.
Oh.
Okay. Careful. Careful. Oh no, no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, it's either a mango. Wait. A rock. No. It doesn't bounce. It just feels like it's bouncing. A potato?
It's a
A potato.
It's a potato.
It's only because I can balance it.
Okay, you can look. Yep, you got it right.
All
She got
right.
every single object right. I thought this was
I
going
didn't
to
get
be
the
so
onion
much
yet right.
harder.
We
All
can
right,
go.
well, you guys, thanks for playing a game with us today. That was a lot of fun. I hope that you,
I had fun.
I hope you go play some pranks on your family. No, I'm just kidding. But happy April Fool's Day for me and my mom.
Happy April Fool's Day.
Yeah, next up we have Michael Dixie. See you guys next time.
Bye-bye. Nice meeting you guys.
What's up, team? You are watching Wednesday Night Live. My name is Michael, and I am so glad that you jumped on with us tonight. If you're hanging out, say what's up in the live chat. We're gonna be engaging with you all night on that thing. So say what's up, say hello. Look, our goal is simple. We want to build community that's based on Jesus, even during this crazy time. And let me tell you, things are getting a little crazy out there, okay? I got a picture from one of my friends this week, and here's what he saw outside of Bass Pro Shops, okay? This dude is walking his dog through his car. How does that work? I don't know, okay? It's a little bit insane out there, but here's what we know. We may be socially distant, but we're staying spiritually connected. And here's how you can do that. Go to any one of these places. We are there, okay? We got TikTok, we got Instagram, we're on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel. While you're there, show us some love. Leave a post, a comment, a like, whatever. Let us know you're there. But most importantly, hit that bell. People, what are you doing? If you haven't hit the bell yet, hit the bell so you can get notified any and every time something drops, okay? We're gonna stay connected that way. The other way we're staying connected is through our Zoom groups. If you're not on Zoom yet, I'd encourage you to download the app, hit up your small group leader. If you are an incoming 6th grader, that means you're in 5th grade now, you're about to be 6th grade, there are links in the description for you to jump on a call at the end of this service. If you're new, let us know in the live chat and we'll get you connected as well. Listen, it may be crazy out there, but our God is good. I mean, how many of us out there know this, that our God can calm the storms that rage around us? He's a good God, He's a trustworthy God, and His name is Jesus. And that very Jesus said, you are worth it. He died for you. He wants to have a relationship with you. And so as we worship Him now, I encourage you, wherever you are, whatever room you're in, whatever house you're in, let's lift up the name of Jesus because He is good. He is our God. Let's worship together tonight.
Bring it all to peace. The storm surrounding me, let it break. At your name still, call the sea to still, the rage in me to still every wave. At your name, Jesus, Jesus. make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, your silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 That is who you are.
Hey guys, my name's Hunter, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something. A lot of us have been through rough times. I mean, I've been through plenty of rough times. I mean, I'm still going through a rough time. Look at me. I don't know if you ever been insecure about something, and you went through a rough time because you were insecure about something. Maybe you went to a bad barber and he messed up your hair, or maybe you're a bald pastor sitting at home and your last name's Soderstrom, or maybe ladies, you cut your hair short and you didn't like it and you wanted it back and kind of complained about it on your story. I don't know. But for me in high school, it was tough. I was really embarrassed about something. There's this crazy disease. Terrible. It's called acne. It's tough. There's bad acne, and then there's whatever God blessed me with. And on top of that, there's this thing I had called eczema. If you don't know what eczema is, it makes your skin crack and peel and bleed, and it makes it itchy. And like, there's bad eczema, and then there's whatever God blessed me with. And then when you put those two together, Adam, how tough is that? Hey, I looked like a shedding snake with hormone problems. I heard it all. You know, it was to the point where either people didn't want to look at me because like, oh, or it was like people really wanted to look at me because they're like, oh. But there would be kids in public that would come up to me and be like, hey, what's wrong with your face? And I'd be like, yo, where's your mom, dude? And it got tough. I was just chilling, man. I was just trying to be a teenage Hunter and just trying to live life. And a lot of jacked up stuff happened. When there's people who don't want to hang out with someone because they think their coolness will be affected. Yeah, a lot of my friends stopped hanging out with me because they thought their coolness would be affected by mine because of my skin condition. And I lost a lot of friends. That's tough. And a lot of people try to publicly embarrass me and step on me because of my skin condition. And, I try to turn to some people in this time of comfort. I try to, you would think that you go to your family when there's no one else to go to. Not me, not my family. You can't go to my family. They roasted every chance they could get. And you could ask them, if you've seen my little sister before, she's always roasting me, and that's just picked up from my family. And this left me with a lot of times where I felt alone. And there's a lot of times when people looked at me funny and looked at me like an outcast. But what helped me was when there was people who were going through similar circumstances because they had similar issues with their skin. It helped me because they understood what I was going through. And when I would talk to them, they would tell me that they understood, and they would tell me that everything's going to be okay because they've been there, they went through it. And they would tell me that if you just change your diet, or you'll grow out of it because your hormones will balance out, then it'll all get better. And it did. And it really helped going through that time, having those people there. But you guys, without those people, it would have been tough. It would have been real tough. It was still tough with those people. And that's the thing. Life is tough when you feel alone. And there's a lot of people that tell you, look, even though there's a lot of these times that God is with you, but it doesn't always feel like someone is there for you. It doesn't feel like someone is there for you when friends turn their back on you. It doesn't feel like you're not alone when you don't make the team. It doesn't feel like you're not alone when you don't pass that test, or you don't get that new iPhone Z7 Plus, or when someone says something hurtful, or when you're going through some family struggles. And if God is with us, how is that comforting to us? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Because with suffering, we need hope. We need something to latch onto. But I wanted to tell you guys that the Jesus that you guys know that suffered, he suffered for you. And Jesus went through hard things for you. And let me tell you how I know that. So after Jesus ascended into heaven, the Roman government, or pretty much the Roman FBI, were giving Christians and people who follow Jesus a really hard time and oppressing them and persecuting them. And do you think that those Christians still want to follow Jesus? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. And some of those oppressed people actually wanted to turn back to their old religion. So there was a letter written to these Christians to encourage them through this time. And we now call this letter Hebrews. It's in the Bible, and we call it the book of Hebrews. And let's look at what this letter says about these Christians going through this hard time. The letter starts by saying how the letter was to these Christians to encourage them. And the letter starts by saying how Jesus is way greater than any angel or any prophet. And then later in the letter, it goes on to say, Hebrews chapter 4, verse 14, it says, "Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has ascended in heaven, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess." You guys, in this text, the author is calling Jesus a great high priest. Now, back in the day, normal high priests, they made sacrifices to God. They helped people connect to God, and they prayed before God on people's behalf. That's what a normal priest did. But the text called Jesus the great high priest. And what does that mean? What's the difference? Well, Jesus became the sacrifice. Jesus gave up his life so we could connect with God. And Jesus represents us before God. And because of what Jesus did, we can hold firm to our faith. And the text goes on to say this. In verse 15, it says, "We do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weakness, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he didn't sin." Now, let me emphasize how God empathizes. God gets it, guys. He gets it. He feels our pain. You guys, we are standing under the one who understands us. He knows temptation. He knows the suffering we bring on ourselves. He knows how it feels to want to give up on this Jesus thing. And God is like that friend who really gets what we're going through. You know, when I was having skin issues, it helped so much when there was someone there that went through the same thing that I did and understood what I was going through and told me that it was going to be okay. It helped so much. And in that same way, this verse is saying that God knows every type of pain. God knows every type of suffering that you can feel. He gets it. And the cool thing is he's better than a friend. He's God. He's the king on the throne. And check this out. Verse 16, it says, let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. You guys, in your time of need, you ever feel lonely? In your times of need, do you ever feel like you need help? In your time of need, do you ever feel like you need someone there to understand? Well, if we approach God in our times of need, we may receive mercy and find grace. Now, some of y'all might be looking at the screen like, oh, that's cool. That's nice. I think I've heard that before. Well, maybe you don't know what it means. Mercy means not getting something that you deserve. And grace means getting something that you don't deserve. And we need mercy and we need grace. Because a lot of times we can cause our own suffering. Sometimes our own decisions can cause our own collisions. The choices we make have consequences. It's essential to get comfort in suffering from our God. It's in the Christian starter pack. And you could go look it up. I bet you it's in the Christian starter pack. But maybe you guys have been in a place of suffering lately. Maybe you didn't get the Xbox 5 game. Maybe you need some mercy and grace right now. Maybe you feel isolated, especially in this whole Corona stuff. But you can find comfort in trusting and loving and treasuring this high priest. Because, again, we need it. Because sometimes our decisions create a lot of collisions. And in that suffering, we need God. And you guys, with suffering, God gets it. And he has a plan for it. He dealt with suffering by suffering. And he's going to make all things new. That's sick. You guys agree with me that it's sick that he's going to make all things new? Yeah, you guys nodding? Because I bet you don't even know what that means. Let's look at what that means. In Revelation chapter 21, verse 3 through 5, it says this. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, behold, the dwelling place of God is with man. He will dwell with them and they will be with his people. Or they will be his people. And God himself will be with them as their God. Check this out. Verse 4. He will wipe away every tear. How many? Every tear from their eyes. And death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, no more crying, no pain anymore. And for the former things that have passed away. And he who was seated on the throne said, behold, I am making all things new. There it is. I'm making all things new. Also, he said, write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. You guys, these verses are so cool. It's saying that God will end suffering. That's good news, man. And God gets it. God came near. He's not the God who's far off on some cloud ready to hit us with a virus. God came near to us. And God felt our pain. And God felt our suffering. He did it for us, and he did it for his glory so that we could have joy. And that's the cool thing. In our times of need, we can find grace and receive mercy in him. Because you guys, suffering will come. It will come. If you're not suffering right now, it will happen. It's life. But it's okay because you can find comfort in the King. And the enemy tries to use suffering to turn us away from God. But suffering can actually turn us to God. And like my mom says, hey, you need to spend more time with God instead of spending more time on that dang phone. And that's true. Thank you, mama. Shout out my mom. When we need comfort, we should go to the throne instead of going to our phones. Can I get an amen? Someone? Okay, never mind. But we could go to the throne by spending our time with God and checking your heart, really checking your heart. If you trust God in your suffering, do you trust that He loves you and understands you? Do you? Or do you actually trust that He will end your suffering? Do you really ask yourself that? So team, I want to leave you off with something trustworthy and true. This last statement: the Jesus who suffered is the Jesus who suffered for you. And now we have a cool opportunity to still pick up on small groups. So we're gonna pivot into a time where you could still talk about this topic with your small group leaders. So thank you so much. Go ahead and get into your small groups.